USA's role in international relations, League of Nations, and foreign policy. 1. Introduction. The role of the United States in international relations, particularly in the context of the League of Nations, reflects a complex journey of engagement and isolationism. This journey profoundly influenced the development of global governance structures and international policy in the 20th century. 2. The League of Nations and U.S. non-participation. Woodrow Wilson's vision. President Woodrow Wilson was a key proponent of the League of Nations, envisioned as an international organization to maintain peace and prevent future wars. U.S. Senate rejection. Despite Wilson's advocacy, the U.S. Senate refused to ratify the Treaty of Versailles, which included provisions for the League of Nations, mainly due to concerns over national sovereignty and the commitment to collective security. Impact of non-participation. The absence of the United States, a major world power, significantly weakened the effectiveness and credibility of the League. 3. Interwar period and U.S. foreign policy. Isolationism. Following World War I, the U.S. adopted a more isolationist stance in foreign affairs, focusing on domestic issues and avoiding entanglement in European conflicts. Economic policies. The U.S. engaged internationally primarily through economic means, such as trade and investment, rather than through political or military alliances. 4. Shift in policy preceding World War II. Gradual re-engagement. As World War II approached, the U.S. began to shift away from strict isolationism, providing support to allied nations through measures like the Lend-Lease Act. Pearl Harbor and entry into War II. The attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 marked a definitive end to isolationism, as the U.S. entered the war and took on a leadership role among the Allied powers. V. Post. World War II and formation of the United Nations. United Nations. Learning from the failures of the League of Nations, the U.S. played a significant role in the establishment of the United Nations, committing to active participation in this new international organization. Bretton Woods system. The U.S. also helped establish the Bretton Woods system, creating key financial institutions like the IMF and the World Bank to promote global economic stability. 6. Cold War and U.S. foreign policy. Leadership role. During the Cold War, the U.S. emerged as a leader of the Western Bloc, actively engaging in international affairs to counter Soviet influence. Policy of containment. The U.S. foreign policy was largely driven by the containment of communism, influencing its involvement in various regional conflicts and alliances. 7. Conclusion. The evolving role of the U.S. in international relations. The United States' approach to international relations and its decision to abstain from the League of Nations had lasting implications for global governance and international diplomacy. Over time, the U.S. transitioned from isolationism to a more engaged stance, playing a pivotal role in shaping the post-World War II international order. The trajectory of U.S. foreign policy, particularly its initial rejection of the League of Nations and subsequent engagement in global affairs, highlights the evolving nature of its role on the international stage. From isolationism to becoming a key architect of the international system, the U.S. has significantly influenced the course of global events and international relations throughout the 20th century.